Hey man, welcome back to Man Time. Today's episode, I am digging back into the G372. I was doing some video editing and I saw definitively this does have a limited high jet. So I'm going to try two things. One, I've got an aftermarket Carb, no name, no brand. I'm going to swap it out, put that on here. And I'm also going to plug up that limited high jet with JB Weld and see if that doesn't make a difference. Welcome to Man Time. Well, this is a familiar scenario, isn't it? Taking the carb on and off. So I've pulled out the HLIC carb. I'm putting the new one in there, and I'm just looking it over. Like there is zero markings on here. Well, I guess there's one right here, 100022, but that's basically it. Yeah, there's no real markings or anything on here. Had this sitting down in the bottom of a coffee can, and I don't remember who sent it to me. So if you're looking for this one, my point is you're looking for this one, I'm not going to be able to give you like a part number or anything. It's definitely a little bit different. Looks to be the same orifice, you know, intake, exhaust, outlet, that type of stuff. So should be good there. You know what, let's check our high and low here before we get it all in here. 1 1.25. Let's go half, 1 1.5. Half, 1 1.5. We'll start there on this one and see where that gets us. And we'll put a new clutch on it. I think it's another Farmer Tech one. It's kind of clunky. I do have some OEM ones that are, you know, broken. Yeah, that one's got a broken tab. So I've got enough parts here to make one good one out of two OEM ones, but let's get this clutch off of here. I was going to need to do this anyway, and I did end up finding the O-ring, or the E-clip that went flying from this one, so I can use that OEM Farmer Tech one, and I've got another clutch to add to the collection. Yeah, so this is a pretty common problem, at least for me. You can see this one here, broken. I've got the exact, you know, Farmer Tech replacement one, but I've also got OEM that's done the same thing, where like half of them break out. See, there's broken, and then on this one, I've got one broken. So, yeah, I've got enough to make one. Anyway, well, now I've got enough with one of those arms. But these are much kind of cheaper feeling. I don't know that I'd want to mix out parts that are on here for an OEM, you know? Okay. Call that good. Piston stop out. Alright, aftermarket carb. Let's see how this one does. Ready to fire. It's going to be empty. Alright, I think that clutch is sufficiently locked down there. gas. Anyway, plenty of gas. So, gas hooked up, impulse hooked up, clutch on there, everything fine. Unless I just lost spark. We're flooding here. Let me turn it down to 1 turn on high, I guess 3/4 on low. I don't know. I don't know why it's flooding out. Something's happening on the low side. Is it not getting enough? Or is it getting too much? Well, I'm already chasing my tail on 1 carburetor. I'm not going to do it for 2, you know, so that's not going to happen. But I've got some JB Weld, and what I did here is take my automatic center punch and just center punched all around there, blew it out with brake clean, and we should be ready to apply some JB Weld, if we can get the lids off. I got over here an old rusty screw. Yep, perfect. Alright, nice uniform gray. We'll just dump it right in there. I did verify that it was actually flowing through there. I just must have missed it, you know, the first time. Alright, so here is what our repair is going to look like. I'm going to clean it up a little bit here. Okay, so here's what the final product is going to look like, or pretty close. I'm going to spend a little bit of time tidying that up in there, but that's basically what it's going to be. Alright, now I'm going to mess with the other carb for just a second. But the other one seemed like it was almost like the same problem, but the low jet was having some issues, you know. Alright, that looks good. I'm happy with that. We'll see if that works. Alright, well, this carb is junk. I am not going to mess with it any further. I think I did, you know, buy it off of Amazon. 372 carb, ended up not working, and I just kind of didn't even mess with it. But I do want to show you where it actually tuned to kind of stay running. The low jet was just crazy. Like, it was, I fought it up and down from like half a turn to 3 turns and everywhere in between. I finally got it to run right here, kind of. Not even a half. Not even a half. It was there, and I went to there. So like just over 3/16, or I'm sorry, 5/16. Yeah, that's where it would kind of run, and I had to like crank this up, you know, at the same time. That's just crazy. Yeah, not even a half of a turn. Anyway, let's see where the high jet. Now, screw the high jet. Taking it off. Okay, we'll come back when the JB Weld is set up. Alright, I am about to swap the carbs back over. I've got the HLIC now with that fixed high closed off. So, I think we're good to go. Let's see. Alright, not spraying gas. Yeah, that was crazy, that carb. The fact that it would only idle with the low jet out, like half of it. Yeah, ridiculous. Quarter turn, well, between a quarter and a half a turn is the only place it would idle. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to change out this impulse line while I'm in here. This one, when I had originally pulled it off, it was kind of wet. So I didn't like that. Yeah, it's just, I mean, I'm sure it wasn't damaged, but it just seemed, yeah, I mean, it's completely sealed, but it's just really, it's kind of like foam. Like, it's got a real foamy kind of texture to it. I'm going to put a piece of Echo fuel line on there. Alright, so here is the fuel line that I use most typically, the 9014. That's going to be 3x5. The 3x6 is another good one. Sometimes you need the 3x6 for going into the fuel tank on, I think the Johnsrud's specifically have a little bit bigger hole in the tank where you need a 3x6. So that's all it was with this line here, and I've just got a fresh piece on there. What else? Let's see. I guess we can get our bolts in. I'm going to still give this I think till overnight to set up. I just don't want to rush it. Here's the stuff from sitting. I can still dent it, but I mean, it's hard. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna probably give it overnight just cause. Alright, I've got the G372 out here in the field. I want to give it a little field test. I'm feeling pretty optimistic after plugging up that fixed high. Let's see how it does starting up from empty carb, and then we'll see if it'll hold the tune. Probably going to have to retune it in, you know, but I think I put the high jet right at 1 1/4 out, so we'll see how it sounds. Good sign. What was going on there? Was it flooding out, or was it not getting enough fuel? All right. Well, I think that was a success. I did have to turn that high screw out now to like 2 turns out. I think if I really wanted to get it set right, I'd probably have to drill out that, where it's drilled to go, you know, past that high adjustment screw, drill that out a little bit. I think it's a little small. So, I may do that. But it is getting enough fuel. You could hear it 4-stroking there, just with it turned out. And it held the tune, you know, after it got warm, it was warming up, and then finally it was holding the tune there. So I think that's a win. Yeah, I think that's a win. Time will tell, and I will continue to run it, continue to test it. But let's see restartability here, and then see if it's still tuning out to that same high RPM point. Yeah, I think that is a big win. So if you're looking to take your Saab to the next level without having to buy an OEM carb, you know, the other option there is just bite the bullet, pay the $100 for a used one that you have to put a kit in, or sometimes up to $150 for a new OEM Walbro HD 12, I think is what you're going to be looking for there without the, this is going to be the non-X torque version, so it's not going to have that line coming out of the top or the bottom of the carb. So anyways, that's going to do it for today on Man Time. You like this type of stuff, make sure you thumbs up, subscribe, all the buttons down there, hit all those. I got a bunch of other videos about homesteading and chainsaws. Check those out. Whatever you do, get out there, have some man time too.